I remember seeing David Chege's mom for the first time at his funeral in Mangu, Kiambu County. I hugged her tightly, lost for words. Nothing I could say would ever match the weight of her grief. The pain of having seen her son's skull plastered on the tarmac, shot by a sniper straight to the head. That memory will never leave me. It should not. Because that's the cost that we paid for imagining a better Kenya. A Kenya where being young, brave, and unarmed didn't make you a target. I remember Eric, wounded and recovering at the Nairobi West Hospital, asking me with a tired smile, when are we going back to the streets? Wounded, smiling, relentless. I remember Eustace, 12-year-old boy, asking for time, just time, to think about what it meant to lose his right leg, to imagine a life without football, to say goodbye to a future he had always assumed would include running. And I remember Abdul Kadir at Kenyatta National Hospital, so full of life, holding my hand, telling me he would walk again, even with a bullet in his spine. He died a few days later. These are people I knew, people I loved, people whose names I whisper to myself when I see how quickly this country wants to move on, as if last year's protests were a blip and an inconvenience, not a national awakening. That was yesterday's Mbogi, Hanifa Adan. The protests did not fail, she says. They revealed the brutal cost of speaking truth in this country. They revealed the indifference of leadership that treats dissent as an attack. Hanifa is here. Very well written piece. Very well told story.
Sorry, I'm starting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does that. I mean, I read it and it's the same thing that I felt. Yeah. I was like, my goodness. Because you brought us back into that moment and you told the story of people from a first-person perspective.
Hanifa, how are you? Let me just ask that because you've done a lot of really heavy lifting, emotional heavy lifting since June, probably even before that. How are you? I know it's...
That question. Sorry,
It's okay.
Every time someone asks that question, it's overwhelming and really draining, I would say. And it just feels unfair. Like, we lost a lot. Like, they really took
Everything. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
okay.
it's okay.
It's so valid.
It is.
It's so valid.
It is. And
Like-
because you're talking about what you went through, what you wrote yesterday, which is just one of the many articles that you'll be writing, is reflecting that. But you said that those protests did not fail. They revealed the brutal cost of speaking truth. We carried the wounded, now we carry memories.
Yeah, I wrote that because there was this conversation that was dominating on social media, how the dangerous allures of presidential aura. So we've been having these conversations and people are saying we need strong leadership. We need, and I think they're mistaking confidence or noise for leadership. So that conversation has been going on for some time and has dominated social media. So I think people are forgetting the cost of the strong leadership we are having. So they want that too in the future. So we want a bully now again. I wanted to remind people of what a strong leadership does. That is what prompted me to write that.
Wow. As we continue to just navigate your journey, Hanifa, I just want to jump to the writing. Is it for you a form of healing as well, kind of taking on writing these articles every week? Is it not just to honor the memory? For you as well, does it do something for you to just think about those moments and think about how important they are? Is there a healing element to the writing?
Yeah. There's some sort of healing. That's why when he read it again, I started getting emotional because I remember vividly. I remember every single day of my life. The state-sanctioned brutality and the trails of brutality I saw every day in mortuaries, in hospitals, and in burials. You see, like facing the parents, even in mortuaries when they don't want to get into the postmortem room to watch it. It's a form of healing, yes. And also, I'm glad that I can have a bigger platform now to remind people and to write about these stories. I believe in telling our narratives, in writing our own stories, each and everyone from anywhere, so that people don't write it for us, so that people do not forget. I really don't want people to forget what it is we lost and the price we had to pay.